over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
Yeah, what's good? Yo, welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scorpion, the New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do is LB, Lauderdale Boss, aka Shuttleworth the God, the GOAT artist, the Soul Wars creator, RingGangRadio.com in the building.
Yes, sir, ringing in the house forever and always. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
What's good, y'all? You already know who this is. Your boy Bodega Boxing in the building. Ring Gang Radio all day. Let's go.
Hey, Bodega P, straight from the sewer. As always, keeping the city safe from all types of mutated creatures, brains in the stomachs of robots and all types of ill shit. And as always, we appreciate your service, man. It's a thankless job, but someone got to do it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So yeah, we basically this is a big fight week. If for once it feels good to have a big fight really buzzing. Like you actually see it on TV.
Big drama show.
Big drama. Yeah, you actually see it on some mainstream shit. You know what I mean? You actually see some shoulder programming, all that shit. Of course, I'm talking about Lomachenko and Lopez, and we will definitely get into that. But before we do, we're gonna do a little recap from Friday night, from the top card between Emanuel Navarrete and Ruben Villa, for the vacant WBO Featherweight Title. Like I said, for the most part, like the undercard was entertaining. The co-feature itself was a entertaining, brutal knockout. I'm not gonna butcher that guy's name, but he flattened his jobber opponent in 2 rounds brutally. It's a KO of the year candidate right there. So it was fairly entertaining, and it went by quick. So the main event though actually was really buzzing.
You gotta mention that Sig Elvis Rodriguez KO too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Oh no, PP had dropped.
Yeah, no, he's not back yet, bro.
Oh,
okay, now he's back. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
Elvis Rodriguez KO. Definitely got to big that up and put that out there.
Yeah, I like this kid Elvis.
Yeah, it was a patient KO. Like he wasn't trying to just gun for it. It just he was boxing and it just came to him and he executed. Good work.
Yeah, like certain young gunfighters today can actually learn from that, because that's actually a pretty veteran of him. Most a lot of people be chasing the KO without trying to set it up. Some people are gifted with otherworldly power.
Cough, Bellaranga.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, it's like he might actually be something. Obviously we'll wait to see. Right now he's at the point where he's just he's facing his, he's getting his record up a little bit. He's building, So I mean we'll see what he's gonna do in the future. But yeah, that kid is maturing as a fighter pretty rapidly. So yeah, that was a hell of a KO. I mean he broke dude down like that. Oh man, yeah, that dude. He had a
nice couple appetizers before the main event.
So like I said, it went by very quickly and it was good too. So I was like, okay, everything smooth like that. There was no real fight. That was just like a bore or a chore to watch, really. So that was what's up.
The only thing was they kept trying to force football down my damn throat. I didn't appreciate that. Like, y'all make up your mind.
Yeah,
if y'all gonna show boxing.
Of course you, this hating ass football nigga with this football hating nigga would say that.
Stop doing that. Stop pump faking that shit. Like, you wanna play football, play football. You got 1,000 damn ESPN channels, nigga. Leave the boxing one alone, motherfucker. Like, no one want to see that bullshit.
Well, the funny thing is too, I thought that was an ESPN Plus. I could have swore that was gonna be where in that case you wouldn't have to, see to watch football. But apparently it's like, oh, it's ESPN regular. I was like, oh shit, maybe ESPN learned its lesson from the Baranchek Zepeda fight. They're like,
well, speak for yourself, because some of us boxing fans are multifaceted sports fans, so we don't mind a little plug for other sports in there, here and there. You know, we diversify our minds.
College football. I'm good.
We diversify our minds, my man.
Nah, fuck all that.
And
I ain't want to see that bullshit.
And this nigga LB's from a college football state at that too, so it's even weirder that he's not into. He's
so
not into
boring. You see some random niggas running a ball down the field. Nah, fuck that. Shoot the field. That shit is like not interesting at all.
Oh man,
run the fucking football, basketball. I mean, run this damn boxing programming.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, that was the L of the night. You know what I'm saying? You know, they couldn't get it right. You know, they gonna start having to really use the ESPN network because, you know, like Pat said, that Baranchek Zepeda fight probably woke them up out of their senses. It was like, hold on, we got a Navarrete via, you know, we got a amateur star, a former champion. Like, hold on, like, title fight. Yeah, let's put this on ESPN. Let's stop playing stupid.
Yeah, you know, cause like I said, because, you know, had they put Baranchek and Zepeda on regular ESPN, that shit would have popped. That shit would have probably popped some ratings at least, because word of mouth would have spread quickly. Because I remember I had that before, when Saucedo, you know, damn near went life and death with what's his name, a couple years ago.
That just tells me they don't have no real boxing.
Yeah.
They don't have no real boxing heads running that shit. Because someone should have been made that suggestion and said, well, hold on, this Baranchek Zepeda fight, I think I'm gonna want to put that on regular ESPN. This might, you know, this has barn burner written all over it. And maybe somebody probably had to reiterate that again with the Via Navarrete fight, because they're like, look, man, yeah. Two undefeated kids here. They both hungry. It's a title fight. 2 contracts. Hey, man, this is an important fight. Hey, put this on regular ESPN, please.
Yeah.
like some of this should be common sense. Like, but you know the saying, and you know, common sense ain't too common.
Yeah. Facts.
So yeah, my bad. We could get into the fight now. I just had to say all that.
Oh, no doubt, man. You know, sometimes, you know, you have to let people know how things are supposed to be, how things are. So it's all good, man.
Yeah, that means take a chance on boxing, folks, on ESPN. Like, take a chance with boxing. Stop them on some, well, you know, maybe run the fight. Yeah, y'all miss out and y'all look stupid when y'all have to, after the fact, that shit, oh, it's now going to be on ESPN, our website, or it's now going to, like, it was supposed to be on that bitch live.
Facts. Oh man,
y'all like the label, like, you know, a nigga drop an album, but y'all don't care. But then y'all find out that nigga got a fire single. Now y'all try to run it back. Like, make sure y'all listen to so and so album. Like, nah, nigga, chill.
You know,
chill. Like,
that's right. That's how Vanilla Ice actually blew up too.
Oh Lord.
That's the funny shit, because
yeah,
it's a very random shit.
That shit was the B-side, ain't it?
Yeah, Ice Ice Baby was the B-side to like play that funky music, White Boy or some shit like that. You know. And then everyone's like, okay, and that's how, and then they repackaged this whole album, and bam, you know, that dude probably makes millions of royalties after he got exposed.
I was a kid though, but I remember that.
Yeah, it was a real hit though. But yeah, Navarrete Villa, man. It was, this fight was buzzing hard, and it was surprising too, because especially on the West Coast, especially in California, you know, shout out to my man Lukey. You know, Lukey was like, you know, I know Lukey was anticipating this. You know, a lot of people the boxing community on the West Coast was anticipating this. And, you know, Navarrete's Navarrete. You know, pretty much it's like, you know, can Navarrete handle someone who's like a pure boxer? You know, who's, you know, someone who may actually give him a little trouble. The fight, well, I don't think Villa gave Navarrete the trouble that we were all expecting. Although he had his moments.
Far from it.
Yeah, well, because he was too scary half the fight.
Yeah, but
So
he was
Mr.
scary.
Big Navarrete, don't throw these mean uppercuts at me.
Yeah, but he was scary for a reason because Navarrete in the first round clipped his ass with this is why we say it's an uppercut season with a long left uppercut. Like it was one of those.
Actually came from the ground, like
yeah. And the funny thing is, it wasn't like telegraphed or anything like that. He just got caught with that shit. and Villa was shakier than a bitch when he got up. He was like, "Oh shit, I just got hit with some shit. I never got."
Yeah, motherfucker got hit with the Shoryuken and said, yeah, I'ma chill."
Yeah.
I don't even know if that was Shoryuken, because it's like that was more like, let me see, like, you know, the uppercut dude be throwing from Streets of Rage, like
yeah.
ground up bar. Like he took that shit from the bottom, like the only way you're reading that punch if your distance is already on point and like you're backed up enough. But this shit was long, like it almost felt like the punch. Like if you was to put this in a cartoon, it's like the punch went under the ground and came back up or some shit. Like like, some Omega Red tentacle. Like
because I think he switched it because like he kind of hid what the uppercut tension was. I think that was the reason why Villa was like, what the hell is he gonna throw? And that's why he got caught with that shit. And he got hit hard with the uppercut. And I text LB, I was like, uppercut season.
Yo, you still did.
That shit. You know, but yeah,
he rocks his shit.
But yeah, you know, Villa got up there, and he was boxing him after that. Like he got. I mean, basically, he was like Villa was getting off the counters on the jabs first. Like he was keeping Navarrete a little honest, but because Navarrete was still in his first gear.
Yeah, because Navarrete was missing like crazy, but then it's like he would miss like 4 or 5 punches, and then he would land a good solid one, and it's like it would just kind of like nullify everything, you know, Villa was doing. Like the 2 or 3 jabs Villa would land didn't mean shit because Navarrete would catch him with a mean one that would rock and hurt dude. So it was like
and
watching that all over again every round.
Yep, and that was the problem. Like, and I think we mentioned this too on the cast. Like, Villa is a sound boxer, but it's like he didn't have the pop to have Navarrete respect. So when Navarrete got into second gear, Villa couldn't stop him. He tried.
I think he had the pop, but he never gambled on it. Like he was only content with really throwing a jab. Like he didn't try to really throw hard lefts and all that other shit. Like it's like you don't know if someone has the power or not until you know, and I don't think we got the chance to see him like unload some shots. Like
Navarrete like killed him in power punches. Like Navarrete like almost 3 times what he threw in power punches, man. And Navarrete too is like, you know, Navarrete. He makes a lot of fundamental mistakes, and some of it, like if you're watching that fight, like anyone at 126 could probably take advantage of it.
Yeah. If Villa had power, if Villa had more power, that was like he could have took
ain't
advantage.
About the fucking power. Y'all keep saying power. This man would not throw. Like it's different if we see this man unload some heat on Navarrete and we're like, oh shit, he walked through that.
Yeah,
he never had to walk through anything. Like Navarrete just did what he wanted.
But I'm not trying to be like a psychologist, armchair psychologist, but he didn't look like he believed in his power. He didn't look like he believed in his punches. So he left everything in the tank. He didn't put anything out there.
Especially since Navarrete actually dropped Villa again for another time in the fight with I think it was like a left hand.
I'm saying somebody that believes in their abilities to punch, that knows that they could punch, would have taken advantage of a lot of the mistakes that Navarrete made.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't think punching was the thing. I think defense hurt him more than damn punching power in this fight. His punching power wasn't a factor. Like it shit wasn't a factor like Margarito's punching power with Shane Mosley.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but I mean, still, though. You do. Like I said, you're right. You do have to believe in your power. But I don't think Villa. I agree. I think he didn't believe in his power because, like I said, Navarrete did. Like
he barely believed in his boxing. Like,
that's honestly more. Yeah, I would say that's more so along the lines. Like, I don't think he really believed in his boxing life. It didn't even get to power. Like the boxing, because he was making dude miss, and he wasn't really trying to pay. Like You make a guy miss 3 times, and you slap him with a jab. Like,
he fought too Herrera-like for me.
Yeah, and then what happened was, Navarrete got into his second gear, and Villa was just like, it wasn't enough.
I just said he fought too Herrera, like shit. Like even Herrera pumped his jab out way more consistently than that.
Yeah, Herrera actually hurt Danny in that damn fight.
Yeah, he was busting him up. Yeah, like I don't know. That's kind of like a.
I'm saying it was like it's almost like
disrespectful.
It's almost like no, I meant like he almost tried to fucking like it seemed like he thought he could Herrera like win his fight with a jab type shit, just jab his way to victory. But even the jabs wasn't doing nothing.
But that's the thing, the jabs were sporadic. Like they weren't like no consistent. Like we weren't seeing no Golovkin Lemieux or nothing. Like no Klitschko jab. Like we saw like a decent jab.
Yeah, basically he was just
every now and then.
Yeah, he was countering with jabs. Like he'd counter him, and just like he hit him with a jab as he was about to throw, and he made Navarrete reset, but he never follow up with it. And then that's why Navarrete was like,
that's because he was afraid. He was afraid of the weird fucking angle punches coming at him to even commit to the jab.
Yeah, and Navarrete has power. Like most volume punchers don't always have a lot of power. Navarrete has plenty of power. That which makes his style dangerous to use for a lot of his opponents. And that's why Villa. I think Villa was just like, I think he couldn't make an adjustment, and he just let himself to get ate up, by Navarrete swarming in his power.
Like the dude, he definitely didn't believe in his boxing, man. Like that's what it come down to it, because the openings were there, like the footwork, the range, the distance, it was there, but it's like he only had half the puzzle. Like he couldn't add any other pieces. He didn't want to really throw the hands. Like compare this to the performance what's his name had against Brian Figueroa the other day. Vasquez was letting them hands go on Figueroa. Like he was damn near boxing his shit up, but like you could see he took the chances, but it's like Figueroa just you could say Figueroa literally walked through him and just beat his ass. Like I didn't get that from Navarrete and
of course,
Villa. Like I didn't get the whole like Navarrete had to go through some hell to to put in some work. I just felt like he was able to like another day at the office, yada yada yada, jab, eat those, burn up bird, and left hook, and he just went about his business, and Villa low key kind of let him. I mean, I think it's a learning performance, basically, more than anything.
Yeah, he'll definitely learn from that performance. And however, though, the judges were ready to almost reward his ass, though.
Early Christmas for real.
Yeah, it's nuts to see that the score for this fight, the judges there were 2 scores of 114-112 and a 115-111. Me and LB was texting before. We didn't see no fucking 114-112, no, or a 115-111. Like, Navarrete won that shit pretty wide, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like very
wide. I see Villa having like 3 rounds. I felt at the most maybe 4, but even then I feel like you're kind of giving him the benefit of the doubt. But like no way he won no 5 or 6 rounds or nothing to make no scorecard of 114-112.
Yeah, especially with no knockdowns. He didn't return a knockdown or none of that shit. Like, nah, bro. Like, yeah, and the wild thing is too, without those knockdowns, it would have been a majority draw. So it's like, it's fucking stupid. Like,
and see, and that's my whole, my whole point. Like, if Villa was more offensive, the judges would have gave him that fight off rip.
Yeah, because Navarrete's not really a top-ranked fighter. He's not. At least I don't think he is.
Yeah, they was gonna give Villa the fight, but Villa needed to look better
and not go down.
Dude, I'm talking about with the knockdowns. He needed to remember how Devin Alexander kind of rallied back on Matisse after being dropped?
He did.
Like you never really got that urgency from Villa. Like he never like, well, fuck it, my career is on the line. Hold on, Larry Merchant gonna hold me out afterwards in the interview. Fuck it, I got some explaining to do. Fuck it, here and take these hands. You didn't get that type of urgency, that vibe, but the judges were still on some, well, you know, he's a good kid. Give him a round for surviving. Oh, he landed the jab. We'll give him a round for that. So yeah, just imagine if Navarrete would have swept the second half or won three or four rounds off of that half. Like they would have easily gave him the fight or made it a draw.
Oh, I mean, I gave Villa some of the later rounds because I felt like it almost looked like Navarrete just basically just took his foot off the gas and coasted. So Villa did a little better, but that was still way too close to the score. I think I had it like 116, 110. Or I think maybe 117. I don't remember what I had it, but like, yeah,
that's still better than 115, 111.
Yeah.
I think I had it like it was like 117, like 109 or some shit like that.
Yeah, but I gave him 8 rounds. But I thought he would have won more at the end if he didn't fucking took it. I don't know why he just kind of just took his foot completely off the gas, Navarrete. Like
that's my complaint for Navarrete. I definitely agree with King.
So I could see why, because even then Villa wasn't like taking advantage. He was just on some let me just throw the jab, like he didn't really take advantage of it, but he still did enough where it's like, okay, people are gonna, I could see the judges giving him some of those rounds. But
yeah, because basically you could give Villa 2 of the early rounds and you could give him 2 of the late rounds at best. That's 4 rounds. So he still lost, he still lost 8 rounds and he still got dropped in those 2. So 116, 110, I could definitely see that score. I still think Villa just only won 3 rounds, but you had a few close rounds you could probably give him where it's like, okay, 4 rounds, but no way, no fucking 115, 111, 114, 112, like horrible scores.
They were. And they did a real.
Navarrete did take his foot off the gas. Like, to me, he like, if he wanted to really put the division on notice, he would have stopped Villa.
Yeah, I thought he should have kept his foot on the gas and just taken him out, because he could have finished him off.
Because Villa was just too hurt for me to just be thinking like he's gonna see the end of that shit. Like,
yeah, like it was just like, even at the end, like I said, like he didn't do. There was no urgency. There was, okay, well, he stopped. He took his foot off the gas. So I'm gonna just halfway, just up the jab a little bit more, but like not like there was nothing else.
I had urgency. That's thing.
And that's why I said that he didn't believe in his power or his boxing, because he definitely could have had, if he believed in either one or both, he would have showed more urgency at the end, but he was still playing too scary.
Like, let me just be cute. Let me have my defense. Jab. Like it definitely, because honestly, I feel like when he watches tape of this performance, he's going to be kicking himself, because he's going to realize he left so much on the tape.
Yeah, he left a lot. I was just going to say, he left a lot on the tape.
Especially with the scores, because he'll come to the realization, if he's humble and he's true to himself and he got true people around him, they'll basically tell him like, look, bro, if you'd have won like 2 more rounds, you would have won this fight. If you would have been more offensive and let your hands go, you would have... You would have definitely won, because the judges was rooting for your ass hard.
Facts.
But no urgency, no type of, okay, I gotta get back. If you want to do your best Adrian Broner impersonation, yeah, you succeeded. Like you really passed that shit with flying colors, because even the judges don't be giving Broner them many rounds.
I'm saying, like, it's like they had plans for Villa, though, but all he had to do was just look good, and he would have gotten that belt. But yeah, you can't ignore that type of level of ass whooping that Navarrete did give him.
Yeah, and it was an ass whooping, and then it was on some like, well, I'll have mercy. Like, it was some, Roman Coliseum shit. Like the thumb was all the way down until he turned it to the side. Like,
the funny thing was, I see a lot of fighters were actually like picking Villa because I'm seeing because I didn't watch the fight live. I saw it the next day, and I'm seeing all these fighters like mad disappointed, like they fucking put money on Villa or some shit. Even Devin Haney was like, I put money on Villa. I'm like, shit. So
damn, I wanted to put money on this, but I did pick, I was wrong. I did pick Villa to win, and the win, kind of clear, and shit, I was wrong.
Because I texted LB, because I told him I didn't watch it last night. On Saturday, I'm like, I'll watch it. But I'm seeing all these people upset online, and I'm like, why? I got to see for myself. Now I see why.
Well, I
shit the bed, really.
I picked Navarrete because, like I said, it was just it was Villa's power was the thing I was concerned about. I was like, is he gonna hurt Navarrete enough to actually make him stop? And he didn't. See, that was my whole thing. That's why it's like I couldn't, because like Navarrete is is a Margarito type of fighter. Like, you gotta hurt this guy. You're not gonna outvalue him, like outbox him. Like if you're gonna outbox him, you better at least try to hurt him in between. Else you're not going to beat him.
Shit, honestly, he got more. His defense, he has more opportunities to hit him than you have with Margarito.
Yeah.
Margarito ain't as wild as Navarrete. Like, Navarrete was literally in positions where, like, you could count the lag time on his punches.
Like, even I'd say, even let's say in the Dogby fights, especially in the first Dogby fights, Dogby won more rounds in the first fight than I thought Villa actually won. And Dogby was literally throwing his career in the bushes in that fight. Like, dude was catching all types of bricks, but he won at least a good solid 4 rounds in that fight. You know what I'm saying? And the fight was actually close at one point. Until Navarrete did what he does, and and almost destroyed the guy. So. Yeah, Navarrete, like I say, he's a problem at featherweight, and now they're thinking about trying to make a fight with him and Josh Warrington if the Zucan fight, or Kanzu, excuse me, doesn't go through. So he has opponents. So it all depends too. Is Top Rank or whoever is or Samson, his promoter, is going to match him up with the right opponents, and he's not going to do what he did at 122. Outside of the Dogby fights, right? Yeah,
Navarrete is the real deal. Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. Is he perfect? No, but he's the real deal. Like, I would love him and Warrington as a fight of the year. Yeah,
because they're gonna throw, and they're gonna throw a lot. They're gonna and if it goes 12 rounds, it's gonna break all types of records. You know what I'm saying? And but 126, man. Like, it's time for 126 to get in the to get popping again. We need some of these ship-ins to get mix up and do something. Like I said, Navarrete is the real deal. Like that dude is a problem in that division. I want to see him get challenged at that weight. not repeat what happened at 122. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, he off to a good start.
He definitely is. So, but yeah, like I said,
he proved a lot of niggas wrong on this one, because there was a sizable amount that picked Villa, but Navarrete was still the favorite.
Yeah, because I think most people were hoping for the whole outboxing the monstrous volume puncher who hits hard. I think it was that. I had a feel it was that angle, and say Villa was he was an amateur star, like he holds he holds good amateur victories, but like I said, amateur and pros are sometimes different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we've seen that style before. We've seen guys who are punchers. We've seen them get outboxed before.
Yeah, that's true.
We've seen Devin Alexander and Maidana before.
Yeah,
that's a prototype for beating pressure fighters, man.
Yeah, no.
Go to the body, be first, jab. Like, it's not rocket science. But you gotta believe in your boxing skills, though.
And you gotta believe in your punches, and you gotta believe in your chin. Well, I don't think you really should believe in your chin, but you gotta. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice to get some shit done. But yeah, Villa, once he felt that power early, that wasn't the case.
Yeah, he kind of gave up.
Yeah, no, but yeah, you know, it was a decent Friday night card. You know, let's say, you know, I didn't regret what I watched, so that's always a good. That's always a
Cool.
plus.
You can remember when you believe in your boxing first, everything else will come.
Facts.
The power will come, all that shit, because you're gonna be landing.
Exactly.
I picked the Figueroa and the Vasquez fight is a good example of somebody going all out trying to fucking believe in their boxing, and it wasn't enough.
Might have believed in his boxing until he got that first knockdown. Then it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit, fuck boxing, survive.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, no, it was a good night. It was a good night of boxing. Didn't regret it, and you know, Top Rank, you know, at least that card still kept up the momentum to go into next Saturday.